Right, so this is a story we've been following closely here. The beagles are in town. You have more than 100 of these sweetie pies, these cute little faces. They are here at the San Diego Humane Society after they were rescued from really terrible living conditions.
And joining us live right now from the El Cajon campus is Humane Society President Gary Weitzman. And good morning, Gary. There's only 4 Beatles members there, so are we naming any of the beagles after Ringo, maybe Lennon, anybody like that?
We've got to. We'll have to come up with quite a few names beyond those 4, though. Definitely have to.
You have one of over 100 in your arms right there. What a sweet dog. I mean, tell me what it's like to have them with you.
Oh my God, it's a dream come true. Honestly, we've been trying to get these dogs for about a month. We've had so many dogs over the summer that we haven't had room, but this guy is one of 108 of them that we've got here, and he is adorable. He's about 6 months old. He, like all of his friends, are going to be available for adoption probably sometime starting next week, but we can't wait till they get into their new homes.
And that was, I guess that's the next question. Yeah, that's the next question. That's what so many people here in San Diego are wondering, what's next for them. We understand the conditions that they were living in, deplorable. They were maybe not even touching grass. This might be the first time that some of those beagles are even touching grass. What's next for them in this process?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have not ever been outside. They haven't been on grass. They haven't even really been on floors. They've been on tables. They've been in cages. So this is all brand new for them. And you can see behind me, some of them are playing now. They're playing with balls and toys and things that they've never, ever had in their entire lives. And some of them are young, like this guy. We're calling him Charlie right now. But some of them are older, as six years old or 7 years old. And to think that they've never left a cage before, just as heartbreaking. So, you know, we have mixed feelings. We're overjoyed to have these guys in and ready for their new homes, but we're also, you know, it's sad about what happens with them. They're so docile, so friendly, so easy to work with that that's why they're in research. But, you know, it's time for us to evolve beyond that.
Yeah, Gary, I'm curious what they dealt with. You mentioned they're on tables or in cages, never touching ground. What was this facility that they were rescued out of? What type of conditions were they in?
Pretty terrible, actually, and much worse than the government would have allowed, which is why the U.S. government shut them down. The many violations of the Animal Welfare Act, including no veterinary care, pretty severe injuries that weren't being tended to, dogs that had their paws stuck in drains, and they lived their lives in cages, and that by itself is horrible, and they were just there for breeding. And look at them. I mean, the tail's wagging. This is a happy, happy dog now.
We see one behind your tail wagging. We hear their sounds.
Attention. Yeah, I was just going to say, Gary, for people who are unaware about the beagle, they are a very special breed, if you will. We know that they love to make their voices heard, incredible sense of smell. So just for people who are out there who maybe aren't familiar with beagles, what should they know about the breed specifically before they might have some interest in adopting them?
Oh, they are perfect dogs. I say that about every dog in our shelter. They are perfect dogs. But no, actually, beagles can have a high prey drive. They're very playful, lots of energy, and they can actually make some noise. They can bark and they can even bay. But you know, interesting, we had 108 of them yesterday, and there was hardly a sound. So I think this is a good sign. These are really well socialized beagles in spite of what they've gone through.
Despite everything they just dealt with. I mean, the way you're describing where they came from, it's really heartbreaking, but look how happy they are. They know they're in good hands, Gary. I know. This is wonderful.
You guys are doing good work.
Yeah, they're going to make some families across San Diego very happy. Yeah. So, Gary, in about a week, people can...
drop some off at the station?
Yes, please. I was going to say we need
hopefully my wife isn't watching because she won't be able to deny that smile.
We love it. Gary, thank you for showing them to us and for the good work you're doing to make sure that they're happy and healthy now. We appreciate it.